Hello students, this is your English reader class and today we will continue the chapter 13 Jalebis. Students, in my last video I had explained you that a boy who was studying in the 5th standard at the government school Kambalpur, and one day when the author waited with the fee amount for Master Ghulam Muhammad, the teacher who collected the fee. But once the author was out, the 4 rupees in his pocket began to jingle with the urge to be spent on jalebis. The fee money on that day could not be collected as the teacher was on leave. Though the boy overcomes the temptation momentarily, yet he could not resist the persistent reasoning of the coins for long. Consequently, he buys jalebis from the fee amount and decides to pay the fee the day after with the scholarship's amount. Now, in this video, we will read what happened with the author after expending the scholarship amount.
I held the jalebis to my chest and ran into a narrow street. When I reached a safe corner, I began to devour the jalebis. Students, devour means eating. Very quickly, boys from the entire neighborhood assembled in the street. Students, neighborhood means a district or community within a town or city, and assembled means gathered together in one place. By that time, I was so pleased with my stomach full of jalebis that I started handing out jalebis to the children around. I bought jalebis for the remaining 3 rupees as well and distributed them. Then I washed my hands and mouth at the roadside tap and returned home as if I had not even seen the hint of jalebi all my life. So students, distributed means shared, okay? And roadside means the strip of land beside a road. So students, here author had purchased the jalebis, and when his stomach was full of jalebis, he started handing out jalebis to the children. Okay? Jalebis I had gobbled up easily enough, but digesting them became another matter. At night, I had to eat my dinner as well. The result was that all night I lay coiled up like a jalebi, suffering a stomach ache. So students, gobble means to eat quickly, okay? Coil means twist and curl. So after eating so much jalebi, narrator's stomach ache was starting, or he was suffering from a stomach ache. The next morning when I go to school, I found out that the scholarship was going to be paid the following month. My head started to spin. Master Ghulam Muhammad announced that the fees would be taken during the recess. When the recess bell rang, I tucked my bag under my arm and left school and simply walked on. I said to Alamia, just like once saved me just 4 rupees in my pocket, and I promise I will use them only to pay my fees. Okay. So students, scholarship means academic study, okay, and recess bell means lunch bell. So when narrator goes to school next day, he found that the scholarship money was going to bed, and in the recess time he tugged his bag under his arm and left the school, and praying to Allah Mia just to save him one time. Soon I reached the point where the Kambalpur railway station began. There was a shed giving tree beside the tracks. I sat under it and wondered whether there could possibly be more unfortunate child than me in this world. Had I known that I would get this scholarship only the next month, I would have postponed my jalebi eating program to the next month as well. Okay. So students, unfortunate means regrettable, okay, and postponed means delayed. So students, when narrator reached at the Kambalpur railway station, he was thinking that he would have to postpone his jalebi eating program to the next month. Okay. Now for the first time in my life, I was absent from school, sitting there under the tree. At first, I felt like crying. Okay. Allah Mia, I am very good boy. I need only the money for the fees. I admit I made a mistake. Just this once, help me out. There is no shortage of anything in your treasury. Won't you give me just 4 rupees? So students, treasury means a place where money is stored. Okay. So here narrator was saying to Allah Mia that he was a very good boy and he admit his mistake, and he saying that please help me and give me just 4 rupees. After offering my prayers, I looked into my bag. Forget 4 rupees. There were not even 4 paisa in my bag. So after praying Allah Mia, narrator looked his bag and he saw that there were not even a 4 paisa in his bag. The next day, I did the same thing. I repeatedly pleaded Allah Mia, at least give it to me today. So students, pleaded means begged. So next day, again narrator was doing the same thing. Then I said, all right, let's play a game. I will go from here to that railway signal. You secretly place 4 rupees under this big rock. I will touch the signal and come back. What fun it will be if I pick up the rock and find 4 rupees underneath. So are you ready? I am going towards the signal 1, 2, 3. So students, secretly means without others knowing, and underneath means situated directly below something else. So narrator was saying to Allah Mia that you can secretly keep 4 rupees in my bag. Okay. I went up to the signal and returned, smiling. When I lifted up the rock, a big hairy worm caught up and curling and twisting wiggled towards me. I screamed and ran away. So students, twisting means form into a bend. Wiggle means to make with twist and turns, and screamed means make a loud. So after returning, narrator was smiling and he lifted up rock. He saw that there was a big hairy worm and he screamed and ran away. That day when I returned home, I was caught. Well, whatever happened, but up to the 7th or 8th standard, I kept wondering if Allah Miah had sent me 4 rupees that day, what harm could it have possibly caused anyone? So students, wondering means thinking. So that day when narrator returned home, he was caught, and up to 7th and 8th standard, he was thinking if Allah Miah had sent him 4 rupees that day, what harm could it have? Okay. It was only later that I came to the conclusion that if Allah Miah were to provide all for the asking, then people would even today be living in nests like vultures and crows and could not have learned the art of making jalebis. So students, conclusion means judgment or discussion. So later narrator come to the conclusion that why Allah Miah had not helped him on that day. Okay.